you. This movie is going to affect people and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could...
Wardrobe is always the way that I enter a character. I'm a very shy person. So if I look a certain way, then I can escape into that. Like even stuff today, I don't dress like this in real life, but like I'm having to like do interviews and talk. So I'm going to wear like a crazy pattern and really crazy rings. Rings also are like my comfort blanket. It's just a very expensive comfort blanket.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style.
The chemistry between Lily and Atlas, it's fireworks. It's undeniable. What made it so easy to fall in love on screen?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, we didn't really talk about it.
You could tell her.
I mean, I could tell you it's...
You could say like really nice things.
I'm just a really good actor.
Amazing. That is amazing.
Blake, you say hi to Stephanie, it's my girlfriend.
Hi, Stephanie.
Thank you
You
so
should leave him.
For months, the public thought they knew the story. One clean version, polished like a press release, repeated across every glossy headline and carefully choreographed interview. It was a story built on silence, on denial, on absolute control of the narrative. But silence can't hold forever, and this week it cracked. The truth is no longer something whispered in back rooms. It's spilling into daylight, and it's nothing like anyone imagined. Behind the picture-perfect premieres, behind the curated Instagram posts, a legal storm has been brewing. One so powerful, it now threatens to dismantle the image Blake Lively has spent years constructing. And the reason is painfully simple. It all comes down to one moment. One deposition she thought she could erase from existence. The moment that's now roaring back to life, with Justin Baldoni quietly holding the match. And once this kind of truth catches fire, good luck putting it out. Let's be clear, celebrities fight to suppress evidence all the time, but rarely do they fight this hard. For months, Blake's legal team tried to block key sections of her sworn testimony from ever seeing the light of day. They called them irrelevant, unfair, even invasive. But then without warning, the judge delivered a ruling that changed everything. Motion denied. No hearing. No oral arguments. No chance to appeal. It's the kind of ruling lawyers dread, because it means the court saw enough in the written filings to make a decision instantly. And according to multiple insiders, those suppressed sections reportedly contain contradictions so glaring they could shred her credibility at trial. If credibility is the foundation of your case, one crack isn't just a problem, it's the beginning of collapse. This didn't happen by accident. For months, Baldoni's legal team played a quiet game of chess. They let Blake's team control the public narrative. They let her present herself as a reluctant victim, dragged into a fight she didn't want. They let her file motion after motion to protect her deposition. And they didn't push back, not right away, because they were waiting for the right move. When her lawyers finally filed to suppress those damaging answers, Baldoni's team saw their opening. What they submitted next wasn't loud or emotional. It was cold, surgical, devastating. They placed her sworn answers directly beside her, past public statements, interviews, emails, even private messages already in the record. The contradictions didn't just stand out, they screamed. They didn't need to call her a liar, they just let the facts speak. And the judge didn't just agree, he agreed so decisively, he refused to give her a chance to defend herself in open court. When that happens in litigation, you know the evidence is brutal. Here's what most people don't realize. Judges almost always allow arguments in big civil cases. Denying a motion without a hearing? That's rare. It's a signal, a flashing red light that the evidence against you isn't just strong, it's overwhelming. Legal analysts say this is a huge credibility warning for Lively. Because if the judge already sees your sworn statements as contradicted before trial begins, imagine what happens when a jury hears them side by side. And unless something changes, those sections are headed straight into evidence. Which means they're one step away from the public record. Once that door opens, it never closes again. The moment the ruling came down, Blake's camp went into full-blown damage control. Sources say her attorneys immediately began drafting a new motion, this time to seal large portions of the trial record before the trial even begins. The goal? Prevent the public from hearing the most damaging testimony. But sealing records isn't about avoiding embarrassment. You need a legal reason. And after already ruling against her on transparency, the judge may be even less inclined to shield her image now. That didn't stop her team from trying other routes. Court insiders say they approached Baldoni's lawyers to cut a deal, an agreement to keep certain testimony from being read aloud in open court. Baldoni's answer? A quiet, firm no. The message was clear. The truth is coming out, one way or another. In Hollywood, your public image is currency. Lose it and the doors slam shut. Multiple PR firms are now advising their clients to avoid public support for Lively until they know exactly what's in that deposition. No statements, no tweets, no risks. And the media? They've caught the shift in the wind. Headlines that once painted her as a victim of relentless harassment are now asking harder questions. What exactly did she say under oath? And why try so hard to hide it? When the press starts asking those questions instead of repeating your talking points, you know the tide has turned. Here's why her team is rattled. These contradictions aren't vague, they're time-stamped. Court records already in the file include emails, direct messages, and even calendar entries that directly challenge her timeline. Some show she knew certain facts earlier than she admitted. Others contradict her statements outright. And now Baldoni's witness list includes people who were in the room during early media discussions. Individuals who may testify that her public version of events doesn't match what happened behind closed doors. Some of them will testify live, and juries don't forget live testimony. After the ruling, whispers of a settlement began circulating. According to one insider, Blake's team floated the idea of ending the case before the deposition became public. But Baldoni's reported terms were clear: a full retraction and a public apology. For Blake, that's nuclear. It would be a public admission that her case wasn't what she claimed and a permanent mark on her credibility. So both sides have dug in. No blinking, no backing down. The pressure is visible now. Sources say Blake has been skipping meetings, avoiding calls, and even canceling appearances at private industry events, rare for someone who understands the value of FaceTime. Those close to her describe her mood as volatile, short-tempered, distrustful of her own legal team. One report even claims her lawyer made a sharp remark to a court clerk after the ruling, an uncharacteristic slip that reveals just how tense things have become. Public silence can sometimes feel like strength. Right now, it's looking a lot like fear. This trial isn't just about damages or verdicts. It's about who the jury believes. Baldoni's approach is deceptively simple. No personal attacks, no wild theories, just her own words against her own words. That's the kind of strategy that leaves a mark. Because when jurors see those contradictions with their own eyes, they don't need anyone to tell them what it means. With the suppression motion denied, Blake's legal options have almost vanished. Unless her team finds a brand new legal basis, those deposition sections are here to stay. And the longer they're in play, the greater the risk they leak before trial. If they leak, the jury pool walks in with a story already forming in their minds, and once that happens, you can't put it back in the box. What began as a controlled legal skirmish is now a public reckoning. The deposition Blake Lively fought to bury may soon be the weapon that breaks her case. The image she spent years curating is showing cracks. And Baldoni's team, they're not gloating, they're not running to the press. They're simply letting the record speak louder than the spin. In Hollywood, reputation usually wins, until the facts are too solid to ignore. And when that day comes, it doesn't just change the case. It changes everything. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.